four-wheel drive. Programs many blocks to a set of subsystems and grouped and color-coded the control functions to make the code easier to understand. This is main block of the program. It has the two joystick inputs that a typical tank drive has. First, we added a deadband so that the motors are prevented from rotating when the joysticks are released. One of the features that we added was an offset to the power output for a small joystick movements. It was hard to control when the movement would actually start. With the addition of the power offset, the controller begins sending 1/3 of the maximum power to the motors as soon as the joysticks are past the deadband, so the bot would begin rolling right away. The drivers also told us that they wanted to be able to slow the bot down, especially when they were picking up the drums. We added a creep mode that cuts the maximum speed in half when it is pressed. Notice that we combined the deadband, offset, and creep mode into one MATLAB function. We started programming these functions with Simulink blocks, but in the end it was simpler to combine them into this one block. Another addition was the slow turn code that allows the bot to turn slower, then it goes forward and backward. We added this because our bot is so fast that some of the drivers had a hard time turning without going too far. We were able to adjust the ratio that controls how much slower the bot turns to keep the drivers happy. This was also coded into a MATLAB function block. The ball release is a servo that is either fully opened or fully closed, controlled by the 8 down button. Notice that we use dashboard inputs and outputs here and in all the other control blocks. These let us test each of the control blocks to make sure that when the buttons or joysticks were used, we got the response that we expected from the motors and servos. Shooter. The shooter wheel control is a very simple function. It's either on or off and controlled by the 8 up button with only a latch and a gain of 127. Gatherer. The gatherer is a servo that opens the door in order to release the golf balls into our collection bin quickly, so there is a time to reload and shoot more water to put out the fire. Arm. The arm moves up and down and is controlled by a motor and pulley. The controls are the two 6 buttons on the back of the controller. The up button and down button signals are run through an addition-subtraction block, which gives a +1 output to go up, a -1 to go down, and a 0 when neither button is pressed. That signal is then multiplied by 127 to tell the motor to rotate either clockwise or counterclockwise, which causes the arm to raise and lower. Gripper. It's used to grab Manny in the chemical drums. The build team decided to double up the servos for more gripping power, so we sent the same signal to both servos. Of course, they rotate in opposite directions, so we had to multiply one of the signals by -1 so its rotation matched the other one.